So it's been almost a week since the election in Trinidad and Tobago. And I've been having discussion on this channel about that election for the entire week pretty much. And there are a few people that disagree with some of my take on this. Most people, I would say, agree. But for those who disagree and people that would say that, look, you don't understand the system in Trinidad and Tobago. Well, I know that the system in Trinidad and Tobago is similar to what most Caribbean islands use. It's similar to what happened in Canada. It's similar to what happened in Australia, the Westminster system. It is very similar. And most of what happened in the election, my main concern about the election is not how the election was run. I believe that the election was very effective. I believe that the result came in early and the concession speech was made early, and that is good in terms of election. My concern is what led up to the election. And what led up to the election I saw was Dr. Keith Raleigh, Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, saying like, look, I told you at the last election that I would never run for re-election. I'm going to step down and I'm not going to run the next election. Only to step aside, that's what he said, step aside and to anoint the new Prime Minister in Stuart Young. Stuart Young, being anointed the new Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, called an election in less than 1 month of being the new Prime Minister. And that just didn't make any sense to me. And obviously to most people in Trinidad and Tobago that agree with what I said in the comment section and people that reach out. It just did not make any sense because from all indication, I'm not in Trinidad and Tobago. I am following what is going on leading up to the election with the rough year that Trinidad and Tobago had in 2024 with what happened with the UK in terms of visas, with what happened with the foreign exchange crisis, what happened with the Dragon deal, with a lot of things, the state of emergency. There were so many things that went wrong in Trinidad and Tobago in 2024. When you look at all of the polls in Trinidad and Tobago, it was obvious that the PNM, it would have been almost an impossible task for the PNM to win. So for the Prime Minister, for Dr. Keith Raleigh, to step aside and to anoint Stuart Young, the next Prime Minister, only for Stuart Young to call an election in less than 1 month, that made no sense. I don't care what system you're using, if it's the Westminster system, if it's the American Republic system of politics that you're using, it just did not make any sense. I believe that most people would have been more comfortable if the Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Raleigh, would stay on, run the election, knowing that there's a strong possibility that he's going to lose. Run the election, deal with your loss, and then what we saw now with the appointment of Penelope Beckles, that would have been the way to go. But that did not happen. And my biggest problem, my only problem really, is that from what I'm hearing, I'm getting people messaging me, like I've seen it in the comment section, and most people are saying that, look, Prime Minister Stuart Young will receive a Prime Minister's pension. And to me, if that is really true, that's a travesty. That's a big disservice to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And not just Trinidad and Tobago, but I would say the wider Caribbean, the wider West Indies, because people are watching what is going on all over the Caribbean. You know, as much as you don't think, we are one Caribbean. And if, Trinidad sneeze, then St. Vincent might catch cold, or Guyana might catch cold, or so, Grenada. So we're one region. So when we see something like that happen, and if that is the case, that two prime ministers from one party in such a short space of time, they are going to retire and receive a prime minister's pension. from a country that has been struggling with the closing down of the petrol plant, with the losing the Dragon deal, with over 100 years of oil exploration, like pretty much like drying up. And we see like crime and violence and bubbling up in the island. That would be like a big disservice. And that is my only or my main concern about this election in Trinidad and Tobago. Is Prime Minister Stuart Young going to receive a Prime Minister's pension? I hope not. As I said, from all indications, I've received tons of comment in the comment section. I've received text messages. I've received even someone copying like legislation that stating that, look, the Prime Minister will get that. And from all indication, like even though it's less than a month that the Prime Minister Stuart Young would receive a Prime Minister's pension. And my only thing is that if you are from Trinidad and Tobago, if you have knowledge of the laws that govern like the government of Trinidad and Tobago, please reach out to me, because trust me, like this would not be a good thing for Trinidad and Tobago if we're going to have two prime ministers eligible for Prime Minister's pension from one party just a month apart. That does not make any sense. So guys, sound off in the comment section and let me know your thoughts. If you know more than I know, leave in the comment section. Leave, where can I find this information? Is Stuart Young really going to receive a pension? And if you're from the PNM and you are a PNM, strong party supporter, do you agree if the Prime Minister Stuart Young is going to receive a PM pension? Is that something that you would be comfortable as a tax-paying citizen of Trinidad and Tobago? So sound off in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing content. And remember, peace. I'm out.